Welcome back to American Ground Radio. I'm Stephen Power, Louis R. Avalone. This is our 4th of July special, What Makes America Great?
You know, women represent 20% of Congress, and about 25% of the state legislature seats, nearly 12% of governorships. They hold about 1/4% of statewide elected offices, such as Attorney General and Lieutenant Governor. And, of course, our guest this segment, she is the former Attorney General of the great state of Florida.
And she really went into it not to seek higher office, because sometimes you see people do that. They run for an office, but that's not the office they really want. They want a higher office. They're just using that as a stepping stone in their political career. That's not what Pam Bondi did. She ran for Attorney General for the state of Florida because she wanted to be the Attorney General for the state of Florida. She wasn't trying to get to a higher office.
You know, women, and not to give a history lesson here, but women have been running for office in this country since before they were allowed to vote.
Right. Clara Barton ran for president before women were given the right to vote in any election.
And the most likely path for women to political office, it wasn't through running for office.
Okay.
It was through widowhood.
So their husband's been elected to office, their husband dies, and then they are appointed to fill the spot.
Exactly. 80% of women in office, this was, many, many years ago, 80% of women in office filled their husband's seats.
And that's
it's
no
not
longer
1920 anymore.
Right.
I get that.
Yeah.
But I guess where I'm trying to go with that is it's good to see that women are represented in our elected offices because, of course, as we were talking earlier about our American mamas, women represent about half the country.
Right. They should be represented in elective office because they represent people who are voting for elected office. And that's one of the things that's so good to see. Pam Bondi has also continued to serve even after she got out of office. She was the attorney for Donald Trump during his impeachment hearings back in January of this year.
Oh, and she was also the one at the Republican National Convention back in 2016. She was the one that kind of brought attention to the phrase, lock her up.
Which, if you've been to a Trump rally, especially back in 2016, that was a very popular phrase at those.
So it's no surprise that she and President Trump are fast friends.
So our next guests on our American Ground Radio 4th of July special is Pam Bondi.
America. Happy birthday to you. America.
And joining us now, Pam Bondi. Welcome to American Ground Radio's 4th of July special, What Makes America Great?
America is the greatest country in this world. We are free. We are a democracy, all because of the great American people. We're made up of a melting pot of wonderful cultures and backgrounds of generous, resilient, and strong people from all over this country. It's our people that make America so great.
So that's I was about to ask you the question, but that's your answer. It's the American people, you say.
The American people make our country so great. We come together in times of adversity. We're resilient. We're strong. We care about each other. Whether you're on the beaches of Florida or the snow in Alaska, we are the greatest country on this earth.
And that's interesting to do for a country like the United States of America, because we weren't founded on race. We weren't founded on what you look like. We weren't founded on where you came from. We were founded on an idea that all men were created equal. And for us to have what you see as a connectivity that's difficult to achieve in a nation that's made up 100% of people whose families immigrated here at some point.
That's right. We're a melting pot of wonderful cultures, and that's what makes us so special. And I feel we're so accepting to other cultures and other backgrounds. My great-grandparents came here from Sicily, didn't speak a word of English, and they raised my grandparents, my father. My father was mayor of our local city, and I come from a long line of educators. And that's what our country is made up of, from all different cultures, coming here from all different places. And we're just so blessed. We're so blessed to live in a free country.
That's just so fantastic. And I love that because as the first generation son of an Italian immigrant myself, I have had, and I tell folks this all the time, I've had a front row seat to the American dream my entire life. So, when folks talk about, immigration and whatnot, and they hear me talking about legal immigration, they go, well, you just don't like immigrants. You just don't like people of color. No, I'm the first generation son of an Italian immigrant, but we are for legal immigration. And yes, America used to be a melting pot. Do you think, and you made that reference that we are a melting pot. Do you think that might be a dated idea today?
I hope it's not, because all my friends, I'm sure all of yours, come here from so many different places, and they come here legally, like you said, but that's what makes America great. We are accepting, we're kind, we're strong, we work together, we fight together. We're an amazing country. There's no other country like us, nor will there ever be in this world.
Do you remember the time, where you realized there was something special about this country? There was something especially exceptional about America?
I grew up in a family of educators. Both my parents, my grandparents, my great aunts and uncles. So from an early age, I have learned to love and respect our country, our flag, our citizens. And my mother's was the baby. Her oldest brother was killed in World War II, fighting for our country. So I grew up from the day I can remember loving our military, respecting our military, and even went back there with my mother years later when I was Attorney General. I think it was really once I was Florida's Attorney General that I realized how exceptional our country really is, from traveling all over and getting to know so many of our great men and women in the military and our first responders and our healthcare workers and all those that wear the uniform. But, from being from Tampa at MacDill Air Force Base Central Command, and then getting to meet our troops from my home state in our largest Air Force base in the Middle East when I was Attorney General, is truly remarkable. And how you see, I've learned how so many people just care about our country. And again, love and respect each other. And that's what this world is about. And that's what our country has got to stay being about.
Pam, you mentioned that you were the Attorney General for the state of Florida. And
Twice.
And that you were, elected twice. And your grandfather was mayor, and your dad served on city council. Has politics run in your family? Because some people say politics is a dirty word, but is that what it is, or is it about service for y'all?
No, actually, my father was mayor, and he was mayor of the town where I grew up. And no, I think it's serving your country, serving your city, serving your state. When I ran for Attorney General, I said that's the only thing I would ever run for. I was a prosecutor, and I ran to make our state a better place and hopefully our country a better place, and served 2 terms and then came back home. And I feel like I think we have to have dedicated people in office or our country just doesn't work. And I was blessed to work in the White House with President Trump for a short while and got to meet so many great people there. And at all levels of our government, local, state, federal, that's what it's about. Everyone trying to work together and make our country a better place, which in turn makes our world a better place.
Right. The U.S. has freed more people than any other nation
Indeed.
In the history of the planet. So we definitely do make the world a better place. Pam, thank you so much for joining us here on our 4th of July special. We appreciate your time, and we appreciate your service to our country and through all the work that you've done.
Thank you. And I hope I hope we all fly our American flags all year long, not just on holidays.
That'd be a great idea.
That's wonderful.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.